Hey guys, this is Pedro back with another interview, this time covering VCT Americas Stage 1 for Week 4. My guest at this time is Demon1 of Leviatan coming off of their match against G2, which they came out on the losing end, but still continuing their regular season in set competition. So Demon1, thank you so much for the opportunity for this interview. Tough way to go down, as I said before the start of this conversation, but gotta give you the obvious opener. How are you feeling?
I feel good. Obviously, next week is a must win, so we have to focus up and clean up our a lot of individual mistakes and very basic mistakes that we had today. But I know we'll clean them up. We've been improving a lot, so we'll be ready for energy next week.
No, for sure. I mean, despite the loss, it's kind of, as you said, a pretty strong showing for this team, going up against probably the best team in VCT Americas so far this year. I mean, still, like, I want to ask you, just sort of like, given that you guys had opted for a very different approach in the terms of having a very advanced game plan against G2, opting for the Lotus and stuff like that, presenting new compositions in these maps. What do you feel was the most important aspect that the team focused on today for G2?
The most important aspect we had today was just focusing on what we've been practicing and executing and doing the things we've been doing over and over and over, and that we're so well drilled with, and just yeah, that's what we're focused on today. Just playing together as a team.
Amidst the preparation that you guys had for G2, what do you feel was like the one thing that you kind of like felt like you guys can had a read over on G2?
I just let my IGO take care of that. I'm not really into that. It's like whatever he knows and studies about the team, he just plays around that.
Not for sure understand that. And yeah, like we saw kind of like a flip flop in roles for you in the maps, going from duelist and then controlling and back to duelist for this match. I mean, I want to ask you just sort of like how you view your performance. Obviously, it was kind of like a very good individual performance still, despite the loss. How would you view the sort of like role that you played into the team's um appearance today?
Obviously, I played whatever, but we didn't win. We didn't win, so just need to play better. How I look at it. If we're not winning, then it's not a good performance.
Oh, for sure. I mean, one of the aspects that I want to ask you regarding like what I just want to touch upon is sort of like the the changing of like the roles happening within Leviathan. But I don't want to cover the whole thing about that. I just more so want to cover your individual kind of aspect into it. Just having to like kind of go through starting off dualism, controlling back to duelist. I mean, it's been kind of like a similar thing that you've been doing so far this in your career, but obviously with the different kind of set of teammates that you have in Leviathan, how has the progression been like for you just having to like try to work it out uh throughout the season?
Well, obviously, me personally, I feel comfortable, very comfortable on both roles. Whatever it is, I can play any of those characters personally.
Has there been any kind of like difficulties in terms of just trying to like fit within the current system that Leviathan has right now?
No, not really. We've been fitting in and we've been trying things, and we're doing whatever works best for us.
Um, I mean, and another aspect that I want to touch upon is sort of like the inclusion of Rossy within the team. And I had an opportunity to talk to Rossy himself and also a few other of your teammates in Leviathan. He kind of mentioned about how he's been more so like a vibes kind of guy, someone that brings in the energy that helps it to the team. And it's funny that such words are given about Rossy, given that you know, given your past time in EG, you had like someone like Boostio that kind of had the similar kind of role that Rossy is in right now. So how do you kind of compare these two kinds of people in terms of the IGLing and stuff?
Obviously they're both good IGLs, and yeah, Rossy is he's a big voice on the team, and he brings a lot of energy to the team because like he's so loud and like vocal. He controls the pace of everything, and yeah, it's very important to our team vibes, I would say.
Is he wilder than like Boostio, or do you feel like there's no comparison or something?
Um, Well, Boosty was like, like he's screaming and stuff, like he's hyping you up, but like as in Rossy, like a loud voice, like he's like responsible for like everything that's going on and stuff like that, and like you always hear him. He's always telling us things to do and stuff like that.
I mean, do you feel like there's like a different edge when it comes to his IGLing compared to like those that you've been kind of working under in the past, or is it kind of like the same thing for you, just having to like just kind of same performance, but it having different teammates?
I would say just same performance, just having different teammates.
Okay, and like and obviously like it's been some time since I last had a chance to talk to you. Uh, that being like this before the start of this competition. And obviously, we saw plenty of things that happened within the team, as I alluded to earlier on. Given that you've had plenty of opportunities to now compete and play in officials with this Leviatan squad, what do you feel has been the biggest takeaway, or more so biggest strength that this team has showed? Well, sure, like you guys that haven't been able to like string together a lot of wins so far this year, but nevertheless, gotta ask you, just sort of what's been the biggest strength and weakness that you've seen so far?
Well, obviously our biggest strength is like we've been improving and learning and getting better and better, and you can see the progress. Like a week ago, 2 weeks ago, like we weren't in this position, and now a week or two later, like we've rewatched our VODs, we've improved, we've been drilling, we've been doing all the work you can put in, and we are very good at improving as a team together.
I mean, what's the confidence level like for yourself and the rest of the team that you like that such a form can kind of continue well on to like your next match in the final a regular season match for stage one? What's the confidence level that you guys can kind of carry this over into the future and stuff?
Obviously, we just know every single game that we play is even more important than the last one. We have to give another extra 110% effort into everything that we put in together as a team.
Mhm. Going back onto the changing of the roles for yourself, like is there preference for you in terms of like which kind of role you are placed in, or does it not really matter?
Repeat it one more time.
Do you have like a preference as to like the kind of role that you want to play in for like Leviathan and stuff like that?
Me personally, obviously, I love duelists. I've always want to be the duelist. I'm probably going to be the duelist for my entire career, but we'll see where my teams take me and how my teammates decide, and whatever happens, it happens.
Yeah, for sure. And I feel like, when it comes to looking at yourself as a duelist Demon 1, you're a much more different compared to like those like Aspas and stuff like that. And obviously such a thing has been kind of compared regarding yourself and him many times. But what I want to get at for this kind of thing is sort of like um correct me if I'm wrong, but like people kind of see you as a kind of passive kind of duelist, just sort of being much more calculated in terms of your play, your performance. Um, how do you kind of view your form of duelist that you feel like people hasn't really kind of a full read on or a full understanding of?
I know when to be aggressive, and I know how to be aggressive, and I think I definitely showed that today. And yeah, I take calculated risk whenever it's needed, whenever we don't need it, whenever you need a play or a hero play, whatever it is. I think I have like the best of both worlds, and that's what I think makes me better than everyone else.
Do you feel like you've had to like change that or more so adapt a lot in terms of having to do that with Leviathan compared to like maybe NRG or maybe EG?
No, not really.
Okay. And like given that this team has been able to show different forms of themselves and also showing that gradual improvement, uh do you feel like there's some things that you still haven't gotten be that you still haven't got the hang of so far?
No, we kind of have like a hang of everything. Like we know what to do, we know what we're doing, and we know the trajectory we're going in, and you just have to keep working on that.
Despite despite like the team starting off on a pretty bad form early on in stage one, as you kind of been saying, you guys have been performing and improving and just sort of like as you said, gradual trajectory. What I'm trying to get at though is sort of like you know what do you feel the team needs to kind of focus on from now until like maybe the future that you feel like once you guys can kind of like cover that and take care of it and master it, you guys can now finally step onto like the levels of G2 and compete for the titles as you guys or as Leviatan did last year?
Um, I would say just keep practicing as a team together because we did the role swap and we've only had like 3 4 days of practice from last time from last match and this is the showing that we had. I think we had like maybe like 1 or 2 scrims on like most maps, and obviously that's what we had. Be just we need more time and we're gonna keep improving and adding stuff, and yeah, we're looking in a good direction with the team now.
I mean, the public perception regarding like the constant changing of roles, back to that again, it's sort of like they see it as chaotic and stuff, like just having like them having a sense of like not understanding like what you guys are doing to that aspect. For you, do you kind of, is it as chaotic as people kind of view it, or has it not really been as such?
No, not really that chaotic at all.
Mhm. No, for sure. And with that said, now everything goes into head for next week, in which now your opponent's going to be, let me just check one more time. It is going to be NRG. And obviously, you had that past history with that squad. You got any expectations for them, or?
Like I said, it's our must win, so we're gonna give everything we have to win this matchup.
Oh, for sure. Very short and concise tours that are similar to each other. So definitely understand that. Demon1, thank you so much for answering all of my questions. Really appreciate the interview as always. And of course, best of luck for yourself and the rest of Leviathan going forward.
Thank you.